Three, two, one.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast, Nixon Black Nerd Community. I'm your host, Derek, the podcast guy, always joined by MZR music audio engineer / super producer, the father dad himself.
I try my best. Thank you, bro. I try my best.
Oh man, what's going on, yo?
Yeah. Also, he's joined by Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo, our resident pro streamer, the console consultant, and the Snot King himself.
Oh Lord, that is not a title I'm proud of.
I'm just trying to get it off me. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know, Derek.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it off me because
kind of holding that title strong.
Derek Sneeze is unrivaled.
You know, let's pride up the sneeze today.
Oh, that meant 3 times the charm over here.
Yo,
It's the best of breeds. Oh man, but now it's good, yo.
Fucked up. And then, yeah. Okay, look, guys, y'all know what we're here to talk about. Moon Knight season finale. It got changed. Dun dun dun. We'll talk about that a little bit.
I did see that. It got
changed.
It was a series finale. Now it's a season finale.
Mm-hmm.
So that did get changed. They were talking about that. And then obviously Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness came out on Friday or Thursday night or whatever. And we got to see that. So we'll dive into that movie and our opinions and our ratings and whatnot. So as y'all know, then obviously this is going to be a spoiler heavy podcast. So then, we'll put a spoiler drop in here for y'all. Put another one before we spoil Doctor Strange. Spoilers. And as it's a Marvel heavy podcast, Gerard will be taking us on our way, especially people
suffering from success.
Fact.
All right, cool. So Moon Knight season finale. We talked about last episode how, at least from episode 5, while it was a high for the show thus far, with a lot of the revelations and the stellar acting from Oscar Isaac with himself, really, between Mark and Steven. We wondered how we're going to go from that to the finale with how much ground they seem to need to have covered. But I think season finale. I think they mostly nailed it. They mostly nailed it. We got kind of our expected things. We got to see Amit in her CGI fashion. She had the crocodile head and the bipedal, but she had like the snake tail and everything. So that was cool design. Mark did come back, but he didn't come back before running out into the
I remember now. I remember this time.
Oh, what?
The Duat.
Yes, the Duat. Yeah, I'm glad.
I remember this time. I was saying I kept forgetting last time, and I was proud of myself for remembering.
Yeah, when I was rewatching, I was like, yeah, it was called the Duat. Damn. Yeah. So he was in the field of reeds, and he was like, I'm here. But then he was like, wait, there has to be a way to go back and save Steven. So he runs back through. Well, it seemed like he just ran backwards, and he was back in the Duat again. And then Tararet was just like, oh wait, but you might get frozen out in the Duat as well. But then he goes, Steven, he sees his petrified body in the sand, and he's like, holding his hand. He's like, no, it's like we have to come back. This is this. I can't recall I can't recall exactly how he was able to bring Steven back so he can go back to the living world.
Oh, the heart.
That's right.
The heart. Yeah, he had the heart with him, and then they held the heart together, and
they collapsed it together. And it was like
some comic book shit.
It's comic book shit.
And it's comic book shit. It's all right.
is for sure comic book shit.
It makes no sense, but sure. Everybody, you gonna touch the heart, and now we fine, and we're gonna walk right out of here.
It is comic book shit for sure. Yes, they do that, and they do. They're about to come back alive. But meanwhile, while that's going on in the living world, amidst all this, Layla is she's doing her best to kind of conceal herself and be with Arthur Harrow's crew and everything. So she has like a little head wrap on and stuff, just kind of being low key with them and seeing him get the full power from her and just kind of instantly sending souls away from the living world and things like that. And as she's going along, some of the dead, like he's outside, some of the dead corpses are like, they're like, Layla. And she's like, what? And it's Tawaret talking through those dead bodies. Just kind of comical because it was like, they're just like, it's like, Mark told me to talk to you and to get Khonshu. And it's like, oh shit, okay. Now, okay, so it's funny how she was able to seemingly go back to where the Ennead's at and just procure
right off the shelf.
right off the shelf of Khonshu's little statue. I forget the exact name of it now, but yeah, the exact statue. And was able to, I think, break it and was able to summon him back. And he's like, shit, where's Mark? And she's like, I think he's back here, but he told me you're going to try and take over my body. And he was like, oh, no, that ain't happening. I just said that shit. And I'm like, he a goon, bro. He's a goon, bro. But basically, they're trying to find their way back to the tomb where Mark died. And we're going back to when he came back from the afterlife. He comes back. But as he comes back, he's like, oh, Khonshu finds me again, and he actually heals him. So he gets his healing factor back and everything. And so pretty much from that point on, Khonshu is in the, I believe, he goes back to the Ennead where all the other gods are at. They're like, shit, Ahmed's back, huh? And it's like, yeah, you dumb fucks. Of course he's back. Or she's back. And then she goes there and she's trying to be like, yeah, I'm going to take over the shit this time for real. And Khonshu confronts her and is like, yo, you can't be doing that shit. They have like a mini like god fight in there, like bouncing around. So it looked cool. But as that happens, Mark's like, oh shit. When you basically fast forward, they go back to like part of the town in Cairo, and there's like multiple fights going on. Like there's like a background kaiju fight, which really, it's cool on the strength of it's a kaiju fight, but it doesn't make sense because like how many people are actually seeing that? It's kind of odd in a sense. To me, it was kind of odd. How was it to y'all?
No, that's one of the inconsistencies, and we'll talk about it at the end of the episode that I have a question with. But it is one of the inconsistencies, like what can people really see versus what they can't see? Because to my knowledge, like the gods only exist in their own pocket dimension, and they can't physically manifest themselves to people there. So they are having a god fight, but only people connected to it. So the people that were marked by Amit, I can understand if maybe they now have a connection to her because they have the scales on them and they're balancing people for her. So they're all kind of like, even though Arthur Harrow may be like her main avatar, all those people are kind of like her mini avatars. So maybe they can see her and that's why they can see her fighting with Khonshu. But the people in the city shouldn't know that anything's happening and it shouldn't be affecting anything because, yeah, they're not actually fighting in our dimension. They're fighting in a different dimension, technically.
I was trying to see if they were causing like destruction while
I'd have to go back and look. I don't think so, actually.
Because if that could have been what they were looking at. If they were running away from something, it could have been that.
I don't think, they shouldn't have been able to cause any destruction. Whether they were or not, I'm not sure, but they shouldn't have been able to cause any destruction. Because again, they shouldn't be able to interface with our
reality
dimension.
It's like technically no. Yeah, I'm going back through it. No, because Khonshu has Amit pinned on like the side of a pyramid. I don't want to call it a pyramid of Giza, it's super convenient, but it's a pyramid. Am
I seeing some dust come up as
yeah, there is dust. This is weird. Okay, yeah. What the hell then? Okay. So yeah, they didn't cause like shit to actually like explode or whatever, but
Well, it was, but is that from Arthur Harrow and Moon Knight fighting, or is that from the actual? Or does it seem like it's coming from the actual gods?
When the gods are fight when Khonshu's falling. Yeah, there's a scene specifically at like 25:44 where like Khonshu's falling from something, and you see all the debris coming up from the fall.
Yeah, so they broke their own. That's a bit of a plot hole there.
It is a plot hole for sure.
It is, yeah. Even though Amit's gaining more power and she's released, she still shouldn't be able to be seen. She's just been released from being binded to the little stone thing. She's still trapped in a pocket dimension where we shouldn't be able to perceive her. So, because if that was the case, then like Osiris could have just popped up and all the other gods could have just popped up. And
they should have just popped up. This should have been a whole Def Jam fight for Egypt type shit.
Still like on the tip of we won't interfere type deal.
Yeah, but now it's your problem.
But now it's your problem. So
yeah,
you kind of have to.
Yeah. So that's just Marvel missing it on that. I mean, it doesn't take the showdown for me, but that is just
it doesn't. It's just an observation in the oddity at worst. I think. Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, that's a little odd, but whatever. The main fight is what's happening on the ground. So yeah. But leading up to that, actually, I'm kind of going out of order. When Mark comes back out in his old Moon Knight attire and he meets Khonshu outside. That's when there's like, yeah, we need to go actually like confront Arthur Harrow and fight them. So he does like this cool leap into like one Khonshu makes it night because he's lunar god, but then Moonlight does he does like a leap and he forms like a crescent symbol in the moon silhouette.
Oh yeah,
that was a good shot. But yeah, he pretty much flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he flies towards the pyramid where on top of Arthur Harrow. So I think he can go on top and like cast a big like spell to all the souls and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of all that, inside the pyramid, Layla sees some of the other gods. They release Osiris.
Man, she couldn't have found a better god. She's like, fuck, aren't you? Actually, hold on. This nigga is the god of what? Hold on, let me get
the god of who? Like the death afterlife. Okay. Yeah,
seems like way more convenient than Khonshu.
Yep. Well, and then she kind of speaks to Taweret through Osiris's body again, and Taweret pretty much convinces her, it's like, hey, we might need the power of 2 avatars versus 1, which was alluding to, oh shit, is Layla gonna take on the avatar for Taweret and become her own character, which completely I did not expect it at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sure most people couldn't have expected that.
Did not see that coming.
Is that in the comics at all?
Well, Layla is not a comic character, but
Layla is basically like, she's based on the Marlene character. Like a lot of her like things, like, she's an archaeologist. Her father was an archaeologist. She's a love interest of Mark. All that stuff is very similar to Marlene, but they're just naming her Layla. I think they're doing it for representation, Egyptian representation. I think that's what they're doing. Which that's fine. But as far as like her being an avatar, I don't know much about that. I don't believe she was. Yeah.
Okay. Cool addition. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely it's definitely a plus. Yeah, like taking liberties like that is cool as long as it doesn't like deter from the main stuff for the other characters. And it's definitely like that. And as like she's in the pyramid, she accepts Taweret to be her avatar, and they kind of do this back and forth talking thing. Huh?
Oh, she made a whole deal about it. A temporary avatar, like
Yeah, temporary. I was like, yeah, all right. You don't like these how these shoes fit.
Yeah, and Taweret was like, oh yeah, sure, all right, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
We'll see.
But she got her whole job down there anyway, so
essentially. Yep. And then as we see Arthur Harrow, he's on the top of the pyramid going like, yeah, bro, we about to fuck all these unworthy souls up. We about to fuck them all up. And then his followers around in the city and just touching everyone's palms and tossing them to turn to dust and shit. Well, not dust, turn to like dead bodies. But then we get the cool reveal of Layla walking down. She got this fit on, which was cool. It's his full like Middle Eastern, I guess, kind of like Egyptian kind of fit. with the pants and like he's all gold with some red and white trim, and then she pulls out whoosh, the Egyptian wings under her arms with these blades. That was cool. That was dope. So yeah, she emerges like that, and then Moon Knight flies up to the pyramid and wants to confront Arthur Harrow. And they do like a big "we're fighting in the sky" fight, and they like fly through the city, and then that's where the big fight happens. And it's probably the most action of the whole series, which is cool. I'm glad we got most of it in the finale. And Layla meets him out there too, and they're basically it's kind of like a 2v1, but with some of the other minions out there as well fighting. We get to see Mr. Knight, who arguably might have the better like moves than Moon Knight himself. And he came out there and like ran out and dodged stuff through the little poles.
Yeah, the little Nightwing poles. He was kicking, he was vibing, bro.
He was doing it. He was doing his thing.
I was like, all right, man, I'm with it.
He was doing his thing. Yeah. So yeah, they were doing that. They're scrapping, and then the whole gist of it all is basically they do finally Khonshu does best Amit in their little kaiju fight. She doesn't like kill her, but he's just kind of like he gets her down, just like, and she's kind of like, Khonshu, we could have joined together and did this for our ideals. Which to me kind of, I don't know if y'all kind of caught, picked up on this too, but it kind of sounded like it's like they definitely had some prior history. How you say like unrequited love or whatever. I might be looking too deep into it, but that was the thought I got.
I agree.
That was the thought I got of it.
Yeah, they definitely had the same views. So
or similar views, just at a point where she wanted to keep going too far, and he was like, "Nah, you got to let them fuck. You got to give them the chance to not fuck up first." She like, "Nah, though, nah. Let's just stop him now, though. We could do that." And he like, "Nah, we shouldn't do that. That's fucked up." And she like, "No, it's not." Yeah, definitely some sort of. They probably lined up and were on the same page until they reached that point exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then since then, they've been back and forth. And that I guess that would also explain why it didn't seem like they were really trying to kill each other too hard in the fight. Like I don't know if you felt that way either, but I didn't think they were really trying to kill. It's like he wanted to stop her, but not really kill her. Like you weren't trying to be a savage. Yeah, like you weren't trying to like really take her out. You just trap her somewhere again.
Well, I don't know about that because once they trapped her in the body, Khonshu was like, "Yo, take him out so that she can be out too."
But she's not actually. But even that's not actually killing her. He knows that.
Isn't that? I mean, yeah.
No, that just takes her out of the. That just removes her anchor to our reality again. She's still just trapped back in their pocket dimension. That's how it always. They're always stuck there, bro. That's at least the way I understand it is like no matter what happens here, unless I guess that's what we need to see like the Gore the God Butcher stuff for Thor Love and Thunder, because as long as they're here, as long as their realm exists, until you kill their essence there, they're not actually dying. No matter what happens to them in our reality, you can kill their avatars, kill their whatever depiction of them, it's whatever. They're just going to go back there like every single time. So it don't really, you know what I'm saying?
Because he was in the thing, he was like, "Oh, you have to kill him if he while he lives, so does she." Which implies that she would die if he dies.
Kind of.
Yeah, I'll probably maybe watch it again and see.
Yeah, kind
of. I think again, because the way I feel like I heard it was more like if he dies, she doesn't have a way to come back. Like there's nobody to bring her back, like, and they can't use because she wasn't trapped in a. Basically, you trap her to the soul of a human, then kill the human. Right? So she's not dead. She's just trapped because you can't break open the human to release her. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I took it as.
One of those little statues.
Yeah, like, so if she was attached to a statue, then the next person who learns about Amit and her teachings could come and find that statue at some point and break it, and she'd be released. So instead of tying her to that, you tie her to the person, then you kill her. Now her essence is trapped and not you. You know what I'm saying? Now there's no way for anybody just to release her from the other dimension or to bring her in. But she's not. Yeah, she still isn't. She's not dead. You know what I'm saying? She's not any kind of permanently dead from what I understand, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because I mean, towards the end, well, before that they actually sealed Amit inside Arthur Harrow, he actually like kind of got knocked down. He was fighting a lot of them as Mark Spector Moon Knight, but then he got knocked down by Harrow and used a little staff and was about to, I think, use the power and take his whole soul and everything away from him. But then he kind of blacked out, and we woke up, and he's like got like his crescent blade towards Harrow's face, and everybody else is dead around him, and he's like, "Oh shit, what the fuck? I blacked out." Which continues the whole who's controlling who if it's not Mark or Steven type thing. Finally, we'll get that answer at the end of this episode, though. But yeah, and then that's when they that's basically when they go back to the pyramid. They seal Amit within him. And that's that for the most part. That takes care of that. We get one final like little bit of like him in his little mental space, talking to Harrow as the doctor again, and he's just like, "No, we're not playing this game no more. We're good. Marcus, Steven, and I are good." And they kind of figuratively walk away in a sense. But they wake up in that little apartment again, and I guess Mark didn't really think about the fact that he was in that bed and he kind of was like fastened to it because it's like that's was Steven's livelihood for a while. But it was kind of like a full circle, right? Like we kind of start the series as we ended, like him waking up. Every time
I wake up,
here we go.
I was like, "Oh, this nigga don't even know he right back in the same spot, bro."
Yeah,
and it's worse. Real. It's worse because both of y'all niggas is over there now. Both of y'all niggas is lost. Y'all think y'all free. Oh, boy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and they showed like two of the goldfish in the tank this time. Yeah. It's like a thing to find out, you're both here. Yeah, I like that little imagery. Yep, so.
Yeah, he's trolling them, bro. He's trolling them, dog. He's like, yo, nah, it's two goldfish in the tank.
That's crazy. So, yeah, and so that's how the show ends. But then there's the post-credit scene. Where Arthur Harrow's in his own little like shrink or whatever, and this dude like he's sitting in like a wheelchair, and this dude walks up. You don't see his face. You can walk up with like a dark jacket with gloves, and I was like, that's when I saw the gloves. I was like, oh, I know who that is. But are they gonna show who that is? And they show him walking out. And they he puts him into this white limo, the Spectre limo as they call it. And then as he walks away, dude kicks the wheelchair, and I was like, "That's Jake, bro! Like he's just savage like that." And he kicks it, and he sits in the limo. And this actually brings up something we kind of briefly talked about earlier in the week in our chat. So he sits in the limo, and he sees Khonshu in the suit.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do with me now, man? It's like take over me again?" He's like, and Khonshu's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." And it's like originally it's like they kept saying I want his wife to be the Avatar, but like why would I do that? It's like no one really knows how troubled Mark Spector is, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" So you're not the Avatar no more. And he's like, "No, I want you to be my friend Jake Lockley." And we see him turn around with the hat on, and he said something in Spanish. He just shoots and kills him straight up, which is wild. Because there are some interviews that came out where he improvised the Spanish part. Like that wasn't supposed to happen. He just said just as his way of kind of further differentiating Jake Lockley from the other two. Yeah, so we got Jake Lockley, we got the third personality. And that goes to show that at least that goes to show that even though we've seen a lot of the Mark and Steven struggles from the very beginning, Jake actually was the one doing all the brutal killing. but we still don't know how he manifested and why he's there, and we don't know what his Moon Knight suit looks like.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say that's the finale. That's it. The season finale. Hopefully they really do.
Yeah, they really bring. I mean, come on, you can't leave us hanging like that.
They haven't confirmed season 2 yet, but like they changed they changed your promos of instead of saying like series finale, they said season. So now,
yeah,
they're probably working out some deals. I can't just have Oscar Isaac here for one
one season.
show.
Come on, man.
Nah, you can't do that.
Come on, man.
We did get. I mean, we got Ethan Hawke as a villain, but he's done. No, that's cool.
Well, yeah, but that's that. Yeah, but I understand him only getting one. Him only doing one season. I just don't think he care enough to do multiple. Like one good run for him, he's good. But Oscar Isaac is like, yo, come on. Plus, he turned into Moon Knight. We need Moon Knight to show up in other shit. So it's like,
yes, we do.
I think that's my only knock on this whole thing. Really, is that I just there was more I wanted to see, and because we don't know like when's the next time we're going to see him, because that's not on our boards yet. It's it's frustrating because I want to know, like at least I want to have an idea. Like, okay, hey, I know in this movie coming out, we'll see this or that, or he should be involved over here or here, So it just makes me a little bit sad that we don't have any ideas. So hopefully they tell us something soon about like a season 2 or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Because I do want to see more Moon Knight. I mean, I like the show. I actually do really like the show, even though 6 episodes and really should have been like 8, but or at least 8 episodes. Yeah, 8 to 10. Marvel got. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know if that's like they want to step over Star Wars shoes or their own shoes. They just hate us. I don't know, but overall, enjoyed the show. My thought, I guess, there's that Werewolf by Night project that's all but confirmed. They haven't officially said it, but there are people that are in the know. They've seen castings and are aware of a project. So that's supposed to be a Halloween special of some sort. I don't know how that's supposed to even materialize. If it's just one 90-minute long thing, or if it's like 3 episodes over the span of like 3 weeks or something. I don't know. But I would suspect he would pop up again there because both supernatural type characters, and they both are stronger at night. But yeah. But other than that, ratings, or did you have any other finishing thoughts on Moon Knight?
I'm trying to think I think I kind of mentioned everything that I was kind of any critical of. We talked about this whole time about wanting it to be longer and all that. So so that wasn't that's nothing new. But as far as like, I guess like you said, like having questions and stuff left over, they did kind of do a good job of cleaning everything up, I think. Some stuff was just like conveniently convenient, but I approach this stuff like, if this was in an animated form, would I be upset? No, I wouldn't. So why am I upset that they're going to do some comic book shit with comic book characters just because it's live action? Like, everything doesn't have to be super realistic just because it's live action. Like, it's still comic book characters. They're going to just be able to get shit off. So, like the thing with the duat and the heart, like, it didn't really make much sense, but whatever. Like, he had the heart, he took it back, he touched together and whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, but it shouldn't have made a difference because from what I understand, like, Khonshu should have just been able to raise Mark from the dead anyway. Like, so none of that should have, like, he shouldn't have had, there should have been no, like, Mark, it doesn't matter if Mark and Steven had both been left as a duo, if Mark and Steven had both made it to the field of reeds, like, it don't matter what had happened. Like, he said, I don't sense Mark in this world. So, okay, he may not sense Mark's soul, but if he knows where Mark was killed, which Layla could have told him exactly where Mark's body is, he should be able to go there and raise Mark from the dead immediately. Like, forget where his soul is and whatever's happened, come right back. Like, you should just fly out. It's just, that's what, in my head, that's what the visualization should have been. They made Mark go through all this tribulation of separating and then turning back and the heart together and the speech. I get it. It was like emotional and it was like a good speech to like show how he's like, come together with himself and he's grown and they've reconciled and they know how to work together now. And I get it, it's a powerful moment, but I was just like, it seems kind of like overkill here because I feel like Khonshu can just bring him back. Like Khonshu could just literally just bring him back without any of him having to do any of this. He could have just sat still and been like, no, Khonshu got me. Like just second Layla frees him, I'm back to life. I don't understand why he didn't. So I'll give that as like a little inconsistency thing to me. And then I guess you mentioned the part at the end with the why can Arthur Harrow even see Khonshu? I don't know. I guess 8.5 for me. 8.5 out of 10.
I think that's where I'm at. I don't think I've really given any of these shows. Well, wish I can remember what I gave Loki or What If. I feel like
we rated Loki pretty high.
Yeah,
I think we did Loki pretty high.
Loki and What If high.
You know what, man? I don't remember what I gave Loki. It was either 8.5 or 9, maybe. I mean, I think I'll put it up there. Like it does have some of its faults. Like I would say episode 3 is probably the weakest one so far. Well, not so far, just the weakest one of the 6. I like the first 2 episodes. I feel like maybe they should have released them both at the same time. Maybe.
Might help, yeah.
But one, I think one can stand its own for the most part. But I guess not everyone will be jazzed into it. But yeah, man, yeah, either 8.5 or 9, whatever I rated Loki all them episodes ago. I'd have to go back and listen to remember. But that's what I would put it at.
Perspective.
That's what I put it at. Yep.
I would say when Towerette was speaking to what's the old girl? Excuse my son in the background. She wasn't able to bring them back to life. She was basically reanimating their bodies.
Yes.
What do you mean?
So I'm guessing that's why Khonshu couldn't just bring.
Khonshu got different powers, bro.
Like he had.
Khonshu literally can bring Mark back to life.
I don't know if that's the thing. Is that a thing?
No, that is a thing.
That is a thing.
That's his thing. Mark literally dies all the time. Like all the time. Mark dies. Like you know me, but I ain't read none of these comics in youth, but I go start researching characters and looking up shit and I start reading passages and like Mark dies all the time. Literally die. Like he donezo, like clapped. Ain't fuck his healing factor, he done. And Khonshu just raised him back up from the dead again.
I just thought he had like a.
It's kind of like symbolic, and his shit is a mummy. Like his armor is like wrapped like a mummy, sort of like. But he keeps coming back from the dead every time. So literally, Khonshu could have just brought him back alive. He didn't have to do all this trials and balance your scale. He didn't have to do none of that. That was really just a plot device to teach us more and for them to reconcile. And it was good. Don't get me wrong. That's why I said I enjoyed it. It's not like it was bad, but he didn't have to do all that. Khonshu can just literally. Towerette has that. I don't even know if Towerette has that. If Towerette couldn't necessarily bring her back completely. Because she does, I don't know. I just don't know. But that was only because she was trying to communicate from this other dimension into this land of the living, and she can only use dead bodies as easy as to communicate to her. That's the only reason it worked that way. Like she wasn't necessarily trying to raise somebody, but if Layla was to die while being Tararet's avatar, and the damage wasn't too bad, I don't know why she couldn't revive her. I'm sure she probably has a similar she's the god of woman and children. Layla's a woman. Like you got to be able to do something special for her to bring her back or give her some special healing power or something. Which makes me feel like all the other gods are weak because why Osiris's avatar just dying like that? Then again, like I
guess nobody else has the ability to bring their avatar back to life.
Nah, I don't think it's that. I think it's that they kind of explained it like Khonshu was the only person who had an avatar that was actually out here trying to do shit. So he was like a warrior, like he went looking for that. Whereas the other gods all got avatars that are observers. So they weren't using their powers to fight crime or to, do anything. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't really have skills developed. So when Arthur Harrow come in and he swinging the cane and shooting magic bolts,
just to even bring them back to life, their avatars at all.
Oh, I mean, they could have just brought them back to life and be like, "Hey, our bad." But remember, the guys are dicks; they don't care. So it's like, "Oh, you were useful for that time being. I'll just go make somebody else my avatar now. I'm Osiris." Like,
gods are assholes. I think too highly of themselves and have egos.
Gorgon settle that score for us. That's all right.
Yeah, he will.
Let's go ahead and bring that around since y'all want to be all on top of the world.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna handle Gore and Thor and stuff. Christian Bale, they can't waste Christian Bale, bro. Yeah. But yeah, overall, great show. Has its faults for sure. Just stop making 6 episodes. Feige, I'm talking to you right now. Stop it. Stop. I don't know if it's we want to make it a challenge for them. No, just make everything longer. At least like 8 and 10 episodes, close to what WandaVision was. She-Hulk this year is gonna be like 10, 11 episodes or something like that. It's just the longer one this year. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's how. Oh, did y'all rate it? Well, I know Derek rated 8. Which rate yours, Ian?
Yeah, I think an 8.
They did 8. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Well, that is Moon Knight. Fellers.
I love it. Drop another spoiler drop here because we're going into major spoilers again.
Spoilers.
Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness.
Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, as a lot of people making jokes.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
It's also Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah. Mother's Day. Shout out to Mother's Day.
It's Mother's Day weekend.
We do know when Mother's Day is. We just don't know when Easter is. Don't judge us.
Well,
actually, I had no idea today was Mother's Day.
You didn't have to tell us that.
2 days ago.
All right.
My wife knows.
Beforehand.
She knows.
Stand yourself up.
She knows what time it is. I had no idea.
But you
we got it together.
Okay.
We made sure to do something. So we
can. And you still here potting, bro. Look, who the goat, bro? Who the goat?
Yeah.
He solved the Mother's Day conundrum last minute and still made the pod, bro. Right. Dedication.
All right, man. Complicated, y'all.
Wait, say it again.
So it don't have to be that complicated.
Facts. Just do what you want. Do what you want, nigga. It'd be easy.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Let's see what y'all complaining about. Anyways, man. I don't know why that just reminded me of something I want to talk to you about after this pod real quick, though. I don't know why that shit just cracked in my head. But anyways, Doctor Strange, man. Spoilers. I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna rip this off the Band-Aid because I don't know if we need to go scene by scene with Doctor Strange.
Please, we can't. I don't remember. I have to see it again.
Yeah, I need to see it again too. But I just want to.
It went really fast.
I gotta rip the Band-Aid off for me. I was very disappointed in the amount of multiverse travel that was in Multiverse of Madness. All the universes we saw were in the trailer.
We didn't see the paint one in the trailer.
We did see a paint one in the trailer.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing it.
We were ducking trailers. So
I didn't
see the last trailer.
Y'all were ducking trailers too, so that is true. Maybe I saw a couple that y'all didn't see, but I saw the paint before. That whole sequence of them going through those multiverse, there was like maybe one.
They showed us the one where like their faces were like blocks and like
they showed that.
There was like really quick jump. That was from like the first trailer.
It was, yeah. They did that.
The one that was on Spider-Man.
That was in Spider-Man. Yeah, that was in that one.
Look, my thing is, I was very annoyed because I didn't want the multiverse travel to just be this quick like bleep through a couple different universes and we're seeing like random little things like the same way it was when we got to Earth 838. I wanted them to have a couple different, like I kind of wanted to be like Doctor Strange lost in the multiverse and he's learning about himself in each of these different universes. And obviously, like we knew the stuff with Wanda was coming and she was going to be doing her thing, but we didn't know if it was going to be our Wanda or their Wanda or whatever. but just for the multiverse part of it, like for the most part, we really only went to one other universe, right? Like, okay, two, the one where Sinister Strange is.
Yeah.
Because then we spend a little bit of time there, but that's not really a universe.
So that's not Sinister Strange.
Or whatever Strange it is.
These are all So I'll say that too. So Mike, okay, so I think and I don't know if Sam Raimi or any of them actually like said, oh, we looked at What If. Because I mean, there are interviews where he said he looked at the important plot points of WandaVision. He didn't watch the whole thing. Just that's cool. But that Sinister Strange bit, while that does have similarities to what we got in What If, that's not the same dude because his universe is like crushed into like one place. And I think it took shades of it. I thought it was
like maybe it just wasn't that far yet because it looked like his universe was collapsing on itself. It just hadn't fully gotten there yet. So that's how I took it. But I see what you're saying, though. It's not the same exact thing.
I don't think that was the exact same one. And I don't know if, like, he taught some of his story did sound similar to it, but at the same time, it just wasn't as. If it was exactly like What If stuff, then maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was. I think it was. And I don't believe it was told in What If that he consulted the Darkhold to get his abilities. I thought he just kept reading more and more and more and more different.
Yeah, it wasn't just the Dark. Well, but it was implied. They didn't say Darkhold specifically, but he just went around accepting all, like reading all the ancient texts. And then remember, he also went in. He was reading all the ancient texts, and then he started killing all of these random like monsters and taking their power. And he learned that from like the dark magic and like the Darkhold.
Yeah,
I just don't think they like had to explicitly tell us, but I think it was very much implied, like that this is what the Darkhold does. So
yeah, for sure. He also didn't fight how he did in What If as well. He used a lot of the little Lovecraftian monsters and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we saw Strange, Earth 616 Strange use the two dragon serpent things out of his hands or whatever. So we saw that. So yeah, those are just the things that kind of to me was like, I don't think that's the exact same one. I thought that was going to be the exact same one. But it was. I don't think it is. I have to rewatch it. Let's see if I can rewatch it this week sometime. I just go after work, so I'm just watching it.
I want to try to catch a matinee at some point, but I don't. It's probably gonna be difficult for me now. But yeah, I want to see it again. I definitely need to see this one again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, that movie really just. It started off like just. Hit the gas pedal. I did not expect them to. I thought it was going to be immediate rest or whatever, but no, it just started.
They just like went that. Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah,
I respected it. They kind of took right off. Strange. I thought it was cool how they used the dreams to connect. See, that's the type of stuff that I like. That's what the MCU has me involved in, how they connect everything. And that's why I always ask all the crazy questions about like, well, what's the difference between timelines versus universes versus dimensions versus all these other different things and these different levels we're getting to. Because
that is a mess currently.
Because it does get messy, right? Like we are in one universe. This universe has multiple timelines within it. And technically, that's where the Kang stuff is happening and the Loki stuff is happening in our 616 universe across multiple timelines. That's where our stuff is happening. But there are other universes with their own complete different timeline structures that are going in their own complete crazy different ways. And then there are also other dimensions in each universe. So there's a Khonshu in each universe. There's that's what I mean. Like there's another, all these different pantheons of gods would ideally exist in each universe in some form where they did exist, or maybe they were killed or whatever might have happened to them in another universe. But all of those things are different in each, and each of them have their own celestials and they have their own, like there are some beings aren't. So that's why it's very interesting how they do this stuff. And that's why I'm always watching this type of stuff. So I thought it was really cool, like there's only one America Chavez because she comes from something that's outside of even the structure of universes and timelines and whatnot that we know now. There isn't another her, not in another universe. Maybe there's a her in another timeline though within certain universes.
Yeah,
perhaps.
But her
right, like that's a possibility.
Bursting through universes, not timelines.
Yeah, because she's not going through timelines, she's going through universes, but she is interrupting timelines by the universes that she's going to, right? So, like, because technically, like, we can look at like the 838 universe, and this we'll get to because it's another one. I want to get all my complaints out, and then I'll give the movie love. Because there has to be another timeline in the 838 universe, right? Where they actually listen to Strange when he gets there, and they're like, hey, okay, our Wanda's never done anything, so we're worried about you. And then they like, at least when they hear her break into the facility, somebody look at a camera and be like, oh, no, hold on. She's smoking niggas. We should probably be serious. Like Reed Richards getting out there and just like talking to her. He's like, I have kids. And she's like, do they have a mother? Yeah. All right, good. So you're going to see somebody to raise them. Like, fam, like.
That was the illest line ever.
Yo,
man.
like, she
so
she looked him in his shit and was like, fam, stop.
That kind of set the tone for what she was about to do, man.
It's crazy.
You knew it was gonna go crazy when she said that, bro, and she did not hesitate, bro. She did not hesitate. She took them niggas on. My point being that, maybe in another timeline within that universe, they do stop her or something like that. That's possible based on the lore they've given us so far. So they do have a lot they need to clean up as far as understanding this. They need to clarify between variants from different universes and variants from different timelines within the same universe, because that's completely different. Because now what's fucked up is I think they've already messed up, actually, because in Loki, all those different variants of Loki are supposed to be from different timelines within this universe. No, that's not true. They could look like anything no matter what, whether they're in a different universe or they're in a different timeline. Yeah, okay, yeah. But they still have to make a distinction. They still have to make a distinction on what's the difference between the two, because you got the TVA that's worried about the timelines, but just in our 616 universe, though. You see what I'm saying? Like,
was that specified that it was just in our 616, or is the timeline policing all universes?
What I'm saying, they have.
He said that they exist outside of time itself. From I remember. The time
outside of time in our universe. In the 616 universe.
Yeah, because everything they enacted, they wanted to be consistent with this universe's timeline. Or at least per their rules.
Yeah. So it's all this. It's not it's not multiversal travel, it's just timeline travel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's different than America Chavez punching into different alternate universes where reality could literally just be different here. Like, where you could be a blob of paint. And like, but I did think that's cool, because what that does is it opens the door for anybody to come in and be anybody through multiple different ways. And what I wanted them to do was like be able to really kind of dive into like searching more of the alternate universes, because I think we talked about this when we were talking about like what if and how they could do like variants for T'Challa. I told you like it'd be crazy if they get to a universe where there's a T'Challa who's lost his Wakanda in some sort of, Thanos level event or something like that. And Wakanda's been broken and he couldn't save everybody or whatever. And he's like, yo, we can bring some of our refugee Wakandans and whoever we have left in our universe, we can bring them over to this universe where they don't have T'Challa anymore for whatever reason they may justify in our universe, and bring him over. And now this is our T'Challa in our universe. Like there's ways they could do it. That could be interesting, but I just felt like they didn't use the multiverse to set up. They use it to set up a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong, but I felt like they could have done more with it with the multiverse travel, and maybe they will. I hope, like what Ian was saying earlier or yesterday, with like her getting like a show. I would really love that, bro. A show where she's just going through different ones, and then ideally, I think in the comics she does find her parents.
She does.
So I'm ideally like a show where she gets to find her parents eventually. I think that'd be dope. I don't expect that anytime soon, but I do think it'd be cool to just have a show where she's traveling these different universes and learning about them, and also learning about other characters, because it's going to be interesting. Like, what happens when she meets Monica in our universe and she's like, yo, I kind of did just like watch your moms get smoked. Like your mom put up a fight though, but your mom's got whacked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and her trying to understand, like, I can travel these different universes because now she can do it purposely. She can go to specific universes now. And And she learning magic. Like she about to be a big time character. So it's just like it'd be cool to see
They had
her.
to give her magic too, man. Like she got magic too. Man. Come on.
Yeah, and she already got the super dimensional punch.
Give
like
her magic and she get down.
And she had and oh
she
well,
gonna be the sorcerer supreme. Watch and see.
facts. Slick. Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I mean,
Does she ever become sorcerer supreme in the comics?
Are you talking about America?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
Oh,
As far as I know, she doesn't. No, I mean we saw. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun because we haven't even really talked about a lot of the movie just yet. About that mid-credit scene.
I didn't make a difference. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get to it because almost in a second, I guess, because how did y'all feel about? Let's we'll get up to the mid-credit scene then. How did y'all feel about the Illuminati just getting wiped like that? With Wanda coming in and being like, yo, okay, how'd y'all feel about the Illuminati lineup? But before we get to, let's give them a little bit of love. How did y'all feel about the Illuminati lineup when you got to see Reed Richards? Like, was y'all theater like, oh, because our theater, everybody gasped. Everybody's like, because I didn't know that. That's the part I missed.
Okay, so that was wild. Okay, so I think there were some gasps in the theaters. There was gasps between Reed Richards and Professor X.
Yeah.
It's weird because like when I gave the full stop to seemingly finding rumors for this movie, there was the last rumor I saw was that My Time to Shine Hello Twitter account, and they're like, oh yeah, this Illuminati roster, and it was almost very accurate. I think they're missing. There was a rumor that Tom Cruise is going to play a different variant of Iron Man.
I did see
Tony Stark. I'm pretty glad that didn't happen, honestly. I'm pretty glad it didn't happen. That meant that now the rumors were true. But when I saw John Krasinski on there, I didn't believe it. I was like, this dude's been fan casted for Reed Richards for a good at least 5 years. Like he was one of the actually when the Fox deal went through, that was when that fan casting started popping. I don't know why. And then Emily Blunt, who's his actual, they're married in real life. She be in Invisible Woman in general. And then when I saw him walk up, I was like, hey, yo, what? I was drinking water and I almost choked my water. I was like, oh shit, this is real life.
Yeah, probably the loudest person in there when I saw Reed Richards.
You think you were?
Yeah.
Word? You're like, hey,
they actually did it. Yeah.
That's nuts. I was like, that's crazy. I think
this is meta, some capacity.
Yeah. So the full roster. So Captain Carter, this is cool.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the exact same Captain Carter.
No, it's not the what if Captain Carter. Exactly.
Not the what if one, but we got the suit. She has her shield. She had the jetpack. That's cool.
Okay, one thing I want to point out, by the way.
Oh yeah.
The what if characters were all timeline variants of 616, right?
Yes.
So everything we're seeing in the movie isn't what.
No, this is
yes. They're not timeline variants. They're universal variants.
They're universal characters.
Yeah. They're not the exact same ones we saw there. They're other variants. Yeah, like
basically, it just means they have a wider range of where they could deviate from. Yeah. Even if you want to consider like Earth 616 like the prime Earth, right? If even though it's I don't think it is in the Marvel universe, but if you wanted to consider it like the prime Earth, like it's the main universe.
Like they're about to make it the prime.
That's what it seems like, right?
In the comics, it was the prime one for a while, for a good while.
I got to go back and listen to the episode I did with John Paul because I felt like he told me it was a different distinction, but maybe he said it was. I thought it was 616, and he said no, 616 is in the comics. The Earth in the movies was something different, but then now they just told us that our Earth is from a 616. So now that this is 616, see, I think they might have messed that up because if this
they've been told us that.
So this is 616 in the MCU, right?
Now.
But what is the main universe that the comics use?
616.
See, so now I understand people's rights to be upset. What they should have done is just given the MCU its own designation, Earth, anything else.
Yeah, but I think what you're just doing,
designation, then literally every story you tell here, nobody can be mad at. Nobody can be upset because shit just happens different in our universe. This is a different universe, different Earth.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still, these set of movies, this own universe and multiverse is creating, it takes bits and pieces from those stories and characters, but they're not all one for one. They haven't all been one for one since the jump. They've had similar
I guess they could say it's a timeline variant of.
Now, I don't know if we're gonna do the whole whenever they do, because I do think they're doing Secret Wars. Like looking at this movie, I've had that hunch since Loki last year, and we'll get to that. But I don't think we're gonna see Secret Wars until we're like really old. If they do it right,
it's gonna take a while. Yeah. I don't see how they're gonna build up to it, and they have to clear up this whole designation thing that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to clear it up. They have to. They have no choice. They have to. Yeah, 616. This is it now. I think I want to say in Spider-Man Far From Home, when Magneto he kind of fake introduced himself as I'm from a different universe. It's like this is a 616. So he told him that. And then we Nick Fury and Maria Hill were their Skrulls, so they're aware of that too. There's a Secret Invasion show. Yeah, see, this is going to be interesting. Okay, but that's going to be interesting. But yeah, that might be the bigger show next year. I hope if it's 6 episodes. Anyway, sidetracks,
bro. Yeah, bro. If they do that,
they can't do that. I really hope they don't do that. But
you say they can. Watch them do it.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so yeah, this Illuminati. So essentially, from what I got from the movie, that 838 Earth, they are essentially like they just create themselves as Illuminati instead of Avengers. That's kind of like there's no Avengers in the universe, it's just the Illuminati, and they operate, more in a kind of secret, way more secretive fashion, even though they have their building there. So as far as Illuminati is concerned, it's usually not just all able people. It's usually just big brain people. So Professor X being there makes sense. Reed Richards is one of the smartest people in Marvel in general, so that makes sense. There's in the comics, there was Doctor Strange is part of the Illuminati, but here we saw Mordo as this universe's Sorcerer Supreme, so that kind of makes sense. Black Bolt, he's the leader of the Inhumans. And he runs on Terrigen. I'm surprised they show Black Bolt here too, because I feel like ever since, they were before the Fox thing was even an idea. Kevin Feige and the dude that was previously above him before Feige became head of everything Marvel. I can't remember his name now. Was it Jeff Lowe? Anyway, whatever. They wanted to make Inhumans like the MCU's X-Men, essentially. That's why they had that ABC show that didn't work at all, and that's why they especially like in Agents of Shield, they had a heavy push of Inhumans in first half of that show. So yeah, but then obviously that didn't happen as they wanted to. Poor reception. So now they show Black Bolt here again. I forgot who it is playing him. He was familiar. I'm just bad at certain actors, but yeah, Black Bolt was there. And of course, who am I missing? I'm tripping. Maria Rambeau is Captain Marvel in this universe, and I like her suit. It's black and silver. It just looks great. Fire. Black and silver. It's hard to beat that color combination. But yeah, she's there too. That's really cool. So yeah, I agree. When we talked about last night briefly, before we recorded today, they definitely showed them as a way of power scaling how Scarlet Witch will be just fucking people up. I don't necessarily think this means there can't be an Illuminati in 616. Perhaps our Doctor Strange can start his own Illuminati.
Yeah, chances.
Yeah, because there's technically no true unified Avengers anymore. There's people, Hawkeye is effectively fully retired now, and Spider-Man is being Spider-Man in New York City.
Kind of whack for him to steal that idea from another universe. Like, we're gonna start our Illuminati, guys.
I don't say
I would.
I would just say, like, okay, I see, I understand the necessity of such a group now that I understand so much about the multiverse. We should probably do something here.
Yeah.
In the event that there's
That's essentially what it is. It's like they kind of form because they're like, there's more shit than just this Earth. Avengers is technically Earth's mightiest heroes. Now Illuminati is like, yo, we kind of operate in the shadows and this and the other. But yeah. I didn't expect them all to get smoked. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect that either. I was like, oh shit, they all got smoked.
What I truly didn't expect was the
Black
level
Bolt
of
got
smoke.
Black Bolt exploded his own brain.
His own brain. That set the tone, man.
Yo, I said, yo, this
what mouth? He
they
said,
all about to get caught. Jeez.
Once she did that, I said, oh. But also, why was Reed Richards telling her the plan, bro? Why did they not just do it? What kind of universe you come from where you so arrogant that you didn't?
It's like, yo, my nigga over here, anything he says will blow you to smithereens.
Yo,
right.
Oh, he uses his mouth. Cool.
That's kind of like a
mouth
Richards
like,
thing,
nigga, what? Why'd you say that? Why did you tell her? I didn't understand that shit, bro.
Reed is
the smartest nigga, and you gonna get
Reed is interesting because like he's kind of got he's different from Stark as like he's more of a pompous, egotistical person. Reed's like kind of he overthinks stuff. He's like so smart, he overthinks stuff sometimes. So I think this was in some part of his character. I think this is what they're trying to do with him. They didn't let him do any stretchy things at all. I was like, damn it.
He started to stretch once, and then he was ribbing
to land there. And I was like, man, why y'all hiding the stretch CGI, Marvel? I know y'all got it in the tuck somewhere. Why are y'all hiding it?
Is he dead or does he just have to,
he's dead because he's not really getting unraveled. His whole body got like ripped, like just dissolved.
He got spaghettified.
They smoked in that universe now.
Yeah, they are all smoked, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, they all done.
Yeah. I mean, he did confirm like, oh yeah, I got this woman here. But yeah, he's dead now, so the universe is fucked.
Yeah, the universe got screwed. See, so that's where I got a little confused because there were some people at the end that I thought died fighting, defending Carmitage at first, and they were still at the end, training and stuff when America Chavez and them came back.
I remember that might have been just one of those goofy like, oh, the extras.
Nah, because it was people that they located, like the Green Bull looking character. It was a couple people that were surrounding that.
She killed him.
I thought they died.
No, she didn't kill them.
No,
she didn't kill them in the fight at Carmitage.
No, like
there was a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it, Ian.
There was a moment where she was threatening what's the guy's name? Asian dude.
Oh, Wong.
Yeah, she was threatening Wong.
I thought he was threatening with their dead bodies.
No, they weren't dead. They were alive, and she was torturing them to get the answers out of Wong.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought they were dead, and she had reanimated their bodies to like torture him. No, that's what I thought happened. Oh, okay. So I was tripping.
I don't know who that Minotaur is. I'm pretty sure he's a character name, but I don't know. I tapped
right.
Yeah, they definitely gave him a lot of screen time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these were some prominent characters, and I was like, oh, I guess they're dying though.
They're dying though.
Wow. I was like, all right. Sure. But then at the end they were all there again, and I was like, okay, so no one died.
Yeah, the only one that I know for sure died is that black lady that stabbed the Dark Hope.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, she done though. Black women always giving themselves selflessness.
It has to be me.
Always black women, bro. Leave it up to black women, bro.
At least Maria lasted to the end, though.
She was the last one standing, though.
She was the last.
And I like how, you know what it is, bro. I like how much she didn't like Strange.
She did.
Oh yeah, she did.
No, she did. We saw the thing.
No, I mean, the thing fell on her, but
and we saw her hand
fell. But we don't know that she's dead. She might just be like, I'm knocked out. She's pure energy. She is
pure energy now. So
yeah, she is pure energy. Yeah,
pretty hard to kill. So she might not actually be dead. In that,
she was just defeated.
She might have lived through that universe for sure.
Yeah.
We know Mordo. Well, yeah, Mordo's still alive in that universe, I believe.
Yeah, but they got to live with. I think it's funny because now their Illuminati has to live with the fact that they lost Reed Richards, Black Bolt,
and Professor X. His mind got exploded. That was so interesting. Oh, okay. So yeah, Professor X. Okay, Professor X. 2 things, or actually 3 things. 1, they played the 90s X-Men show jingle, and I was like, y'all aren't slick. 2, I don't like how his wheelchair looks.
You don't like it?
No, because at least from the cartoon, I always thought it was more golden than just straight up
Yellow.
than freaking mustard yellow. So I was like, that's a little gaudy. I don't like that.
Fair enough.
You think yellow is more gaudy than gold?
No, I mean, like, at least with gold, it could have been like it doesn't have to be like a bright gold. It could have been like
like a subtle bronze.
Like, you know how they had the gold for Eternals, like it's like a darker golden.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like some super like shiny golden or whatever. Yeah, that's just my expectation, really. And 3, they got mind fucked and died.
He got mind fucked literally.
Yeah, that's wild, man. It's wild seeing a different Professor X again.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not the same Professor X.
Does this power scale 616's heroes across?
No.
Like even across not galaxies, freaking universes. Because even the way they spoke about our Doctor Strange and the way he was regarded and the way he handled everything, he seems to be the best Doctor Strange.
Well, I guess by default, because like the other two are gone.
The other two were gone, and one of the two said that he smoked mad other Doctor Stranges.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that Doctor Strange got smoked mad easily by our Doctor Strange. Like he got smoked in one scene.
Facts.
He did.
I mean, no, Doctor Strange definitely got power scaled a lot here, and Wanda got power scaled, and obviously, I don't think Wanda's dead either.
She's definitely not dead.
Nobody, no death.
We didn't see her body.
Fact,
yeah, nobody.
Rule number 1.
Yeah. So when I look at that, it makes me feel like okay, you know,
they're
power scaled, but. Because you got to think I don't know, this people just weren't paying attention, bro. If you see the Eternals and the fact that there's a fucking celestial sticking out of the Indian Ocean, nigga, we probably need to power scale some niggas. We need some niggas that can really handle, because Erisham the Judge can just show up in the sky. Like we need somebody who can it's
it's really delicate at this point, man. They got a lot to work to do. Okay, so before we even get to that, let's stick with Illuminati stuff, because one important thing did happen before the scrapping started. Reed explained why they had them arrested and stuff, besides saying, you're the most dangerous person, but they introduced the idea of incursions. And I'm sure if y'all start reading, incursions are actually very important. They're pretty much centered on Secret Wars. The whole premise of Secret Wars, and at the end of it all, is that basically incursion is like when like a cataclysmic merging occurs of two different like worlds and stuff like that. And so like in the comic, it was like Earth 616 and Earth, I forget the other one. I forgot the other universe number in that one, but it was another Earth. And basically the whole gist of that was characters from both of those universes were fighting on this area called Battle World, which is like a weird merging of like the both of those worlds and stuff like that. So the whole gist is figuring out how that happened and reversing it. And that's comic book shenanigans. But that's what they kind of talked about. Like, Doctor Strange, keep fucking shit up and you can possibly cause an incursion or another incursion. We need to keep you here because you're dangerous. Scarlet Witch is like, nah, I'm the Scarlet Witch of all the universe, so I'm gonna smoke everybody. So,
well, I thought that was interesting because I thought they told us that Scarlet Witch was like America Chavez, only one of her exists, but no.
That's what I was thinking.
My interpretation of it is that there are multiple Wandas that have the ability of powers, but there's only one true Scarlet Witch that has like the peak of those abilities.
Yes, and it's our Wanda who does it because. And I was watching, and I'll admit, I was watching a video on this. This is how I know this. Like, obviously, like, y'all know I don't read comics. But basically, they were saying that the Lord of Chaos, or the God of Chaos, Chthon, he basically chose our MCU world to be the main world where he originally put that temple up. So that's why when she destroyed the temple that Chthon built, all the dark holds across all the universes got destroyed because they were all in reference to that one temple. He only built one temple in this one, which is why our Wanda was the strongest, why she was able to be the Scarlet Witch and get corrupted with the Darkhold that much and like go off rails so crazy, is because of that. So because she's so close and everything like that, yeah, because he put everything in this universe. And apparently it's the same thing with like, or a similar thing like, I guess, like our Doctor Strange. But obviously we see other Doctor Stranges that are just as strong or powerful out there. So it'd be interesting to know, like, no other Wanda can become that crazy, but it'd be interesting to see like what other Wandas have gone off the rails or tried to go crazy. Like how far did they get?
I was thinking that it was a circumstance thing where like you saw how she was seeing other Wandas in other universes and they all had the kids and she didn't. I felt like she was circumstantially she was set on that path to being so powerful, and if any of the other Wandas had the same situation, they were all capable of being how powerful she was. But I guess she was the only one that was at the source of it all, so she could only be as powerful as she got.
The others would have had a limit somewhere, because they wouldn't have. I mean, obviously, like stuff like that is just comic book explainers. Like it's not supposed to actually make sense in real life. No, that doesn't really make sense if you think about it too logically. But if you think about it just in comic books, like, oh, okay, there is that specific god only put one, you know, he only built one shrine here specifically. He hid it in this one universe. So if you don't know what its exact universe is, you wouldn't know how to get to it or to destroy it. You know, and it just so happens that our universe is where it is, and they know it's here, or Wong knows it's there because he's a sorcerer supreme, and he's able to tell her about it. You know, but that same tower, by their own explanation, should not exist in any other universe, and she destroyed all the Darkholds in every universe. So,
in every universe, but in every timeline.
That's my question. I don't know how that works.
It's too much, man. I'm guessing no. She probably exists. Her Scarlet Witch, our Scarlet Witch probably exists in other timelines, especially now that all of them shits exist.
Well, yeah, now that something now that so much has happened, there has to be another Scarlet Witch, one of our Scarlet Witches in another timeline that could be doing some crazy shit.
At her,
but the TVA,
I guess
all of that though. If she goes too off the rails.
I guess based on MCU, we haven't really had a true like Nexus being definition or anything.
American Chavez is the only Nexus being now, right?
Yeah, but they haven't really defined a Nexus being in the MCU yet. We just know it just based off comic book knowledge at this point. Yeah, so I guess basing off what they've given us, that might be the case that maybe there are just different timeline Scarlet Witches now. That might be the case.
Well, I guess they didn't say it explicitly, but America Chavez says there's only one of me. I've looked. Yeah, it's like I've gone to all these different universes, and there's only one of me. She said
that she's the only one that she doesn't dream.
And she's like, and also I don't dream. Yeah,
that sounds kind of crazy. She's like a battery. Just when she sleeps, she charges up, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just dark over here.
It's dark over here.
Yeah, get at night. Just her. That's crazy, man.
That had me thinking like, yo.
Nah, facts.
Like when I be dreaming, who I be channeling, yo.
Some of these dreams, man. Some of the me's are fucked. Yo, some of these dreams, it's a couple me's that's been yo. It's tough.
Crazy.
It's tough over there for them, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all going through that.
I want that to be true. To be honest with you.
Oh, that would be amazing if that was true. Because then there's some me's that's popping. Yo, I'm happy for y'all, man. I'm genuinely happy for all the me's. Yeah. And sad for all the me's.
It's sad for some of y'all. Yeah.
Sad, real sad for some of y'all. It's tough. Yeah. Y'all catching L's. Nah, yeah, man. Yeah, it was overall good movie. I'm trying to think what else. Where were we at?
We're not going to talk about how these kills looked.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't like that noodle monster in the beginning. I thought that was Shuma Gorath, but I don't think so now. I think it just might be a noodle monster.
Yeah, well, they said that apparently Shumagorath, like Marvel, doesn't own the rights to it, so I guess they couldn't use the actual.
Really? What?
They had to name it something else, but it's. I guess they said it was like supposed to be made in that image to give you that feeling for like people who read the comics to know like, oh, this is Shumagorath technically, but we can't actually say it, so we're gonna say we're just gonna kind of write it off. So that's how I mean,
what? No, I just Googled it. What? I never knew this. They don't own the Shumagorath name.
Mm-hmm.
Those are held by a little entity called Heroic Signatures. What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Crazy, right? All you gotta do is buy something.
Oh, it's from
buy some cheap shit. Somebody bought that.
Oh,
IP. It was like they gonna want to use this one day, man. I'm gonna just hold on to this. And now here you go. And I bet you they probably were like, hey, what do y'all want? They were like $10 billion. And they was like, yeah, no.
Oh, never mind. Y'all got it.
No, then. All right, we'll just call this nigga something else. And they were like, all right, well, whenever you do want to use it, 10 billion.
That is interesting. Okay, well, shit, I learned something today. Wow. All right, well, all right. So all button name that was Shumagorath.
Basically,
they didn't say he's from the chaos dimension. Well, actually, no. Well, no, I don't know. All right, we'll just
say exactly from the chaos dimension, but we do know that
he had runes on him.
Yeah, and he had the runes on him because she was summoning them. So she was summoning these demons from the chaos dimension in order to chase America around. So we do know that, like, to an extent.
We do know that. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I guess we have to touch on this. So I did really like the second half of the movie, and it made me realize, I guess I missed, there are certain things that Sam Raimi did in like the Spider-Man movies that I saw here, like little touches. Like pans and stuff. I forgot to do little diagonal camera angles and stuff. But two, I mean, I appreciate the horror aspects of the movie. None of them got me like jumping out of my seat or anything. There were some lower, I would say, jump scares to me. But there are a couple I would say are jump scare worthy. But I appreciate it. It was cool. It was a different vibe. She was like Scarlet Witch in the Wanda from another universe is chasing him. That was pretty interesting. That was cool. I like that. I like that little touch in the movie. I after we watched it again, man, it was really fast paced for a clean 2-hour run movie. It was very fast paced. Very well.
That's I still wish it would a little bit longer, and they had just visited a couple more places before just kind of jumping right to the 838 universe, and then But I did think it was cool. They did have some cool moments. They're able to relive their histories and whatnot, and that was a cool way to see America's backstory really fast. I just think they could have done that like in a cooler way as they were traveling through different universes. And I think they could have done a cleaner way of her figuring out how to use her powers that wasn't just every time I'm almost about to die is when it's literally last second and now my powers work. I wish, they
kind of sped on her origin and everything.
Her character development.
And they keep putting her back in trauma situations because they kept because even Wong said it somewhere at the end, he was like, Strange, you have to take her power. Fam, that's what got her in this position. So I
guess it's because Wong is Sorcerer Supreme now, so he's thinking that higher level, everything. Yeah. And this Strange is technically not Sorcerer Supreme. He's just a really good magic user. Yeah. Technically. And
he could think about it different. He lived with her different. Plus he experienced that night when his other self didn't. Oh yeah. He experienced that. Like that was his dream. So
that was his dream.
So he's like, shit, I don't want to be as bad as my other self. Like, I'm not doing that. So he said, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna hold me down, man. But I don't know.
There's definitely the whole. I mean, I liked America overall. I agree. Her stuff could have been better. I feel like with this movie, I mean, we know they did reshoots. But then I feel like I have a theory that this movie was less going to be about Scarlet Witch. But I think they moved things around due to pandemic shenanigans because this movie was supposed to come out before Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And there was, I don't know if y'all heard about when after Spider-Man came out, there's some concept arts that came out where apparently America was going to be in a Spider-Man movie instead of Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she was always going to be introduced in this movie, or introduced in this movie. Now thinking about it too, I remember that there was a concept art where like they're like in this little like what do you call it, bumper car type place, like a carnival type area, and they had America with like a book. And then she at the end of Multiverse of Madness, she's at the temple and she's kind of learning the teachings there too, even though she's still going to be punching holes into the multiverse and stuff. Like she's there just kind of learning some of the basic teachings. So that's interesting to think about. I think it was a really brisk movie. I enjoyed the ride. I think some things didn't really sit as well as they should have. They probably should have gone through more multiverses or sat in more multiverses. But I would say for the end product and Sam Raimi's kind of touch and flair, I think it came out good. So I enjoyed it. I as far as the post Infinity Saga movies, I would put it up there with like not as high as Spider-Man, not as high as Shang-Chi. Maybe one below that, but above Eternals and definitely above Black Widow. That's kind of where I kind of place it as far as recent stuff
and movies and all that.
I feel like, am I missing? No, that's it. How
did y'all feel about that music fight scene?
It was cool. I like the creativity of it. I'd probably be more critical if that was Sinister Strange from What If. Because if it was 100% Sinister Strange, Doctor Strange from What If, then I would expect more H.P. Lovecraft fights instead of musical notes. It was neat.
Yeah, it was neat.
It was a neat fight. I just thought we didn't get enough like build up to it or enough of a reminder of why like music would be significant to two Doctor Stranges fighting. It just seemed like he wanted two Doctor Stranges to fight with music. And I know like there's like slight references in the whole MCU and stuff like that to our Doctor Strange and his affinity for music or appreciation for music and stuff like that. But to the point where they're fighting with magic musical notes was just like, I was like, okay, this is just Sam Raimi being Sam Raimi.
Essentially,
which is cool, but essentially it was over the top. So,
yeah. I mean, it was cool. It was, it's unique. I believe Doctor Strange or Stephen Strange did play piano in the first movie. I believe he did.
I just don't remember off the top. And what I'm saying is it's cool. Even if he did, what I'm saying is they should have done something in this movie to kind of just give you a wink back to, hey, he's really passionate about music, and maybe other variants of him would be also passionate about music, so that it makes more sense why these two Doctor Stranges might fight together with music. Like it just seemed like it came out of nowhere rather than being something that should naturally happen, which was I thought it was a cool fight scene, and I'm not upset that they did it. I just think they could have built up to it a little better. But it's a good scene though. I'm definitely not mad at it. Definitely not mad at it. I had another question.
Oh, the Book of Ashanti. Holy shit! Yeah. How can we not touch on the Book of Ashanti? So that was half of the plot of it too. It was the foil, the direct antithesis of the Darkhold. It gets destroyed, but we don't know if that's the only, or I can't recall if that was the only Book of Ashanti.
I think it is, because he said
oh, that's right. It's in that realm that's kind of like
between universes.
Between universes. So
are there different Book of Ashantis in different timelines?
Perhaps.
And how does our timeline match up with other timelines in different universes for that book? Because it's
I'm gonna have to rewatch Loki.
they're gonna have to make it make more sense for that Book of Ashanti thing, because if there's only one Book of Ashanti, right? Which makes sense, because what they're saying was there was technically only one Darkhold, which was really the temple, and the Book of Ashanti was one as well. It's just the Vishanti was put in a space that's kind of between worlds, whereas the Darkhold was a temple that he put in one specific universe to hide it from other people, to make it harder to find. So the fact that it was destroyed by that universe's Wanda destroys all the other Darkholds, but nobody ever did that with the Book of Ashanti. Everybody who finds the Book of Ashanti is finding the same one.
Yeah.
So if it's destroyed now, what do we do? But also, I guess since the Darkhold is destroyed as well, it's balance.
Yeah.
Suppose, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how else to.
I'm guessing it doesn't exist in other timelines too, because if all universes converge on that dimension, then we can assume that all timelines do too.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't exist in
If
that
it doesn't
dimension,
exist there, then it can't exist anywhere else. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, if it doesn't exist there, it can't exist anywhere else. So it must be gone from anybody that was using it at any point in any timeline, because it just got deleted. So that's a big change. And also, Wanda willingly going to different random universes and fucking them up, looking for America Chavez. Like, I know that she's been like going through grief, and I guess the Darkhold's corrupting her, but like, doesn't that seem a bit extreme from the Wanda we know? Like, to anybody else, like just a little bit extra. Like, she
was always on the line, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about her just being
her willingness to take over other versions of herself and she's like literally like think about the universe that the 838 universe. She took over that Wanda multiple times, made her do a bunch of fucked up shit, made her kill. Like, they haven't said anything yet, but when, let's say, Maria Rambeau isn't dead yet, Mordo and all of them come back, you don't think they're gonna want to go talk to their Wanda? Like, yeah, technically we know it wasn't you, but you technically your presence here allowed that Wanda to show up here and fuck up half our team, most of our team. Like, Professor X is dead because of because of another Wanda, because you exist. Like, there's got to be something for that, right? Like, they gonna want to put her in lock her down somewhere, or you're a threat. Like, there's backlash for that, and our Wanda caused that. So that's why I'm just like, I would have liked to see them just like express more of like what happened there, like how that play out, because I'm confusion on her being able to just affect other universes like this and then just move on. Like, or she said sorry and she killed the Darkhold, so that's it. Like, if I was Wong and them, no, I'm looking for your body, bro. We making sure you dead if you was trying to kill yourself. You done so.
Yeah.
Like,
she got to be like eternally on lockdown or something.
Yeah. Yep. And if you're not, I'm locking your unconscious body up today.
We let Westview slide, but
facts.
We shouldn't have.
Clearly, we shouldn't have. And now you out here really wilding.
That was a pretty good example of how powerful you are. And with you being so mentally unstable, there really shouldn't be a reason why we shouldn't just lock you up. Like,
the problem is, I think even when Doctor Strange, when he walked in, I thought that was a cool moment in the movie. You know, Strange walks in and he's talking to him about it, and she's like, "Yeah, we got this kid," and then she's like, "Oh, so just bring America here." And Doctor Strange stops walking. And then she's like, and he's like,
"You didn't."
He's like, "I didn't. You didn't tell me your name, did you?" And she's like, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "Fuck." That's when I knew, like, oh, it's our Wanda then, for real. Like, it's our Wanda who's really fucking up out here. Like, this is crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had another stupid moment, y'all. I had another one. I don't know. I don't want to say it's stupid, but Disney's really good at misdirecting me.
Just Ian.
Yeah.
The magic. Now I'm curious what it is.
The commercials. I've seen like one or two of them, and in the commercials, I derived an entirely different plot than what actually happened. Like
Commercial successful.
Based on what I saw, and I was like,
Or
you know what, they
ads.
did a really good job with the commercials. They only gave me enough information to misdirect me.
What do you think?
Like there was no spoilers for me. Like absolutely none.
Spoilers for me.
That's great, man.
The only
Must be a
spoiler
great
that I
life.
got was that Professor Xavier was in it and the Illuminati was
And
involved.
they gave us that. That's what that immediately told me. Oh shit, this is the Illuminati.
Yeah.
They had all them chairs where we saw silhouettes.
We saw the
and then
silhouettes.
But
But beyond that, like I thought that this was going to be a movie where we're fighting a bunch of Doctor Stranges, and the evil Doctor Strange is going to be the main villain, and Wanda was going to kind of teeter on the side of good and evil, but eventually would make the right decision.
I do think that will. I honestly do believe that was going to be the original intent, especially when they had the first director who did the first Doctor Strange. I do think that was going to be the plot. But then I think WandaVision popping off. I mean, we even got the WandaVision like little jingle from that 60s episode or whatever, a little bit in there. I do think they put more Wanda in because she's just really popular in the MCU now, like or just in general.
Like even like they even played to the idea that there would be zombies in this movie.
Yeah,
we did get we did.
And
when
it wasn't even that.
It was just one zombie. Yeah,
it was one zombie, and they made Wanda look like the zombie Wanda.
I thought they were going to end up. I thought they were going to end up having to go to the zombie, like they were going to end up in the zombie universe as well, and have to fight their way out of that.
I think that might have been.
It wasn't any of that.
Yeah, that might have led to some of the expectation that we would see a little bit more universe.
I just thought like stopping in different universes and having to maybe figure out the culture and how that universe operates and works, and then also what you learn from it. Like I just thought it's just so much potential for what they could do, right? Because these universes could be anything. People could look like anything. The heroes could have done anything. The villains could have done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it just opened up the floodgates for them to set up so much shit that like. Because even look at this, why is his name blanking on me? Dude just played Reed Richards. Jason.
Talking about John Krasinski.
Jason. I can't think of white people names. John Krasinski. I like him. He could come back and be Reed Richards now. He could officially be the Reed Richards in our universe if they want him to be, or it could be anybody else. It really doesn't make a difference. And we know that because they did different shit, like Maria Rambeau being Captain Marvel, that just means she was the test pilot on the day instead of Carol Danvers. So now that affects different things because we didn't even see in her universe, if she's Captain Marvel and we knew that she already had a daughter, what does her daughter grow up to be now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
A regular.
What does Monica grow up to be?
Aerospace engineer.
Yeah, you think that, but her mom is Captain Marvel.
Carol Danvers.
Raised by Captain Marvel. You think she ain't been to space? You think
it's true. It could be a whole. It could be a role. It could be a role swap or Carol Danvers.
Yeah. Was she raised by?
Oh, but then she's not raised by her mom. She's raised by Carol Danvers because
maybe there's resentment in that way.
And now she resents her mom on the other side. What I'm saying is
they could do that.
Well, and so here's my thing. Like, something like that, I would expect them to go into in like a series. I wouldn't expect that for like this movie.
Yeah.
But little things like that we could have seen that just throwing parallels to what we know already. I think were just cool ways of showing like things can act differently in different places. I wanted to see more of those moments, like when Doctor Strange got there and he saw the green light and he started to walk, and then she was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Wait, we go on red?" And she was like, "Yo, first rule of multiversal travel, you don't know shit, bro. Like you don't know what's happening because in these other universes, everybody ain't just got the same exact rules you got in yours. Like some shit went different over here, bro. It might be different over here. Like, so I just thought that was cool.
The direction that they went with the plot, it wouldn't even made sense for them to go to different. Like even in the fact that we even saw they were just on the run, really.
Well, yeah, and also they said at the end like
and it was an accident.
Accident, but they kind of canonized it at the end because they were like, I can't remember who said it. Was it Steven? I think Steven said it. He said, America, you do know how to control your power. Everywhere we went was where we needed to be. Like everywhere we went was exactly where we needed to be for the time being. And to learn more about your powers, but also to help us escape and whatnot. Like you went everywhere we needed to go. So the fact that she did manage to, use her powers in a way, and it wasn't until the end where she could like, okay, now I'm purposely opening this portal to this other dimension now. That was her growth, which I respect. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought we were gonna end up, especially I thought because she couldn't control it. I mean, I guess the way they tied it up is nice too, and the fact that it was like her brain, or she just naturally went to the safest place or wherever she needed to go. But I just thought because she didn't know what she was doing, it would have been cool for her to just be opening random portals. Hey, we're in a kind of like that episode of like the Timmy Turner, the channel surfer thing, and where they like they just went to these different places and it was completely different, and you got a little experience in each world. Remember when he went to like the little anime world and then he went to the other world? Like that's kind of a rudimentary understanding of where I was going with it. I don't want exactly that, but that's kind of what I was thinking. Like them having to kind of exist in different places before they can, all right, let me get out of here and jump to the next place. I just thought that would have been a cooler way to showcase the multiverse and how vast it really is. They did a decent job of it, but I just felt like the one falling scene, it just felt like a cop-out where instead of them having to, and maybe it would have taken longer for them to make the movie and whatnot, I'm sure it would have, but instead of them having to like go in and just have different worlds to really explore, I just thought that would have been, I thought that's what I was expecting from the movie. And I don't think I didn't get that because of any leaks or anything that I might have read or fan theories that I saw. Like that was just me, what I was expecting from the title and the way the movie was presented to me in the trailers and official stuff that I saw. I felt like, okay, we're going to see a lot of the multiverse. And I thought they were going to put a lot more winks of like people in these multiverses, like in the background or something, maybe a hero's wall in a different place that can just canonize another hero into the MCU, even though they may not be an R616 yet, just like, oh, here's another one, like having Professor X would make you assume that there's, okay, this universe must have either has or had a Storm, a Wolverine, all that type of stuff. I'm just surprised we didn't see like anybody else, like not even like a shout, okay, we got a Reed Richards, but there's the rest of the Fantastic Four isn't there. I just thought there'd be a bit more of that in the different universes, and we just didn't get that. So that left me like partially disappointed. But other than that, I mean, I love the movie, man. I thought it was a good movie. Fight scenes were good. Even that music scene, I thought it was out of place, but it was a good scene still. Where else were we?
Hey, yeah. I mean, that's perfectly valid. I mean, I do believe this movie. I mean, I've said it already. Undergoing changes, and I would not be surprised if it was going to be more of that initially. But Scarlet Witch focus.
Yeah, it's still good though. Still good.
Yep.
And a lot of people did like WandaVision and really like Scarlet Witch characters. So
there's a whole fan cult of them now, man. It is.
Yeah. They out here now. I respect
crazy.
It. I respect it. And then obviously the end scene. I don't even really know who old girl was. I had to look her up. Clea.
Basically she's yeah, so I knew, it's her mid-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, we need to say this before I guess finish off and stuff. So yeah, at the end of the movie, Steven's like, yeah, I fixed the glass on my watch that Christine gave me forever ago, and he walks outside on a bright sunny day in New York, and he's like, it's a great day. And all of a sudden, he kind of stumbles and he has a migraine. He gets on his knees on the ground. And he's like, yeah. And we see the third eye open, which is like he has the influence of the dark world, even though it's been destroyed. But after that, we see the mid-credit scene where he walks outside again, and all of a sudden, there's like a whoosh behind him, and there's this chick. She's like, hold it, Dr. Stephen Strange. She's like, what? And it's basically Charlize Theron. That's the actress name. She's wearing all purple. Generally, if you see a sorcerer all purple, that's Clea. She's a sorcerer supreme of the Dark Dimension. That's where Dormammu reigns from, who we saw from the first Doctor Strange movie. But she's like, yeah, we're arresting you due to breaching multiversal stuff and causing incursion. He's like, incursion? What do you mean? And basically, that scene right there is probably the biggest tease of Secret Wars being a big thing for this these years of the MCU going forward. It's a big thing. But other than with Clea herself, I'm unsure yet, but we'll see.
Yep.
So there will probably be a Doctor Strange 3. Just don't know yet. It's not announced yet.
Oh yeah.
More than likely will be a Doctor Strange 3.
Doctor Strange definitely one of those ones they're gonna get to a third.
Yep. At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a video on her. She's like Dormammu's niece, and like her and Doctor Strange do end up together type shit and stuff. So it should be interesting to see her character develop in the MCU.
Yeah.
As she's brought in. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens with her. And obviously the last credit scene was just like more of a joke with the audience type
silly.
thing. Yeah, like I just took it as like an audience jokey type thing. I didn't take it.
Say, oh yeah, it was
It's over.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah. In the other universe. Yeah, that was funny.
I didn't realize he's been in like a lot of Sam Raimi movies doing that, like kind of that exact same thing or something similar in that effect.
Is he really?
Yeah, I was watching a video. They were talking about it. Apparently, he's shown up in a lot of movies with Sam Raimi doing that. Not necessarily like the exact same end credit scene.
He's like his own Easter egg or something.
Yeah, basically like his character doing something silly in the movie is like an Easter egg for Sam Raimi, basically. I didn't know that. So that it was cool. It was a cool little end scene or whatever. I mean, if you didn't stay for it, you didn't miss much. If you did stay for it, cool.
Funny joke.
Yeah. It's nothing like serious or anything like that. It's cool if you stayed. If you didn't, oh well, you're fine. All right, man. Ratings
8.5.
Ooh, okay.
Second half was really cool. I liked all the horror aspects of it. Brutal kills, more surprising than expected. Movie was really fast paced. I need to rewatch it a second time to see if that faster pace was warranted or not.
I think I give it a 9, yo.
9.
Strong.
Yeah, I really like this movie.
All right.
I really did. The only gripe I did have was that they killed off the Illuminati so fast, but beyond that, it was and they knocked out the part to me.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it again, and then I need to watch Everybody, Everywhere, Everything, Everyone. Well, Everything, Everywhere at Once.
All at once, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything,
and I feel like
all at once.
I need to watch that after I see Doctor Strange a second time but I feel like if I see it and go back to see it again, I might have a different expectation on it or something. Right. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, I liked it. I actually really liked it. So shout out to Sam Raimi back to doing superhero flicks. I'm curious if they'll have him do anything else.
Yeah, I'm interested. Cool. Draw said an 8.5. Ian said a 9.
Rate with your heart, homie.
I think I'm at an 8 right now. I do need to see it again though, and I think maybe once I go in without the expectation of what I wanted from it, or what I thought I was going to get from it, and I can maybe watch it and appreciate more of what's actually on screen, and then I can come back and maybe up my rating or something like that. But for right now, I'm definitely at an 8. It's solid. It's a good movie. It does help move the MCU along. It does help power scale a lot of some of the characters in our universe. We do get to see some interesting cameos and stuff like that, so that's always fun. Reed Richards showing up, Patrick Stewart, who's not going to like those, but it didn't do everything I was hoping it would do. So, but I do like America Chavez a lot. I like her character. I feel like she was brought in really nice. And I'm interested to see I hope they don't just like sideline her and like really nerf her. I just really need to be like pushing her character along because she can do so much cool shit. And she just has the ability to help some of our characters meet alternate versions of themselves and shit. Like, it's just a cool way. It's just some cool she can do. Like,
yeah, I'm 100% convinced we're gonna get. I don't know how they're gonna do this because I don't know if Kevin Feige and them are ready to just throw the Avengers name around again. It's still relatively fresh in all of our minds, even though this thing has been like almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of brand new stuff since then. But yeah, I do think we're gonna get a Young Avengers movie, and she'll be one of the forefront characters for sure. We got a fair amount of characters now, or are getting.
Yeah.
We have Kate Bishop already. Somehow we're gonna get a Speed and Wiccan with Billy and Tommy.
Yes.
We're gonna get Miss Marvel this summer. We'll see how that show goes. Yeah, of course, America's right there.
Facts. Yeah. A lot of cool superheroes coming out and around, man. A lot of mixing, and I like the new generation of the Marvel universe. Like, we're not just locked into these like random scientists and billionaires or secret agents or whatever. Now it's like random people, you know what I mean? Like Layla. I mean, yeah, she was kind of like a, Tomb Raider type person, but Layla's got superpowers. You got all these gods that do need avatars that may want avatars to help protect themselves now. You got a lot of different options for where powers can come from in the MCU right now. So hopefully they really bump it up and don't leave any of these people too sidelined for too long, especially Moon Knight. We need Moon Knight back ASAP.
Yes, sir.
For sure. So yeah, man, y'all let us know what you guys rate the Moon Knight finale and Doctor Strange. Jump in them comments. Let us know what y'all think. To go over it, your draw said 8.5 for Doctor Strange and a 9 for Moon Knight. Did you say draw? I think is what you said.
Yeah. I said
think a 9 for Moon, or you said the same as Loki is what you said.
I couldn't remember, but we'll just say 9.
We'll say 9.
Honestly, I would say 9. I don't have that many big issues with the show. I loved it for the most part.
Right. And then Ian, you said what would you say for Moon Knight again?
Might have been the same.
I think it's the same 9 for both, is what you said?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would say.
Okay. I respect it. And I did 8.5 for Moon Knight, and I did 8 for Doctor Strange.
Oh, wait a second. I think I did 8 for Moon Knight.
You did 8?
I think you said 8.
I think
you did say 8.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
No, I can't remember why either.
All right, I'm back up to 9.
I feel like as we talked about it, I
to bump it a little bit.
Yeah. Right. It dropped the score to 8 as we spoke about it. This is crazy.
No, there was definitely some issues with it. So 8 is not a bad score either. It's 8 out of 10. Yeah. It's Aquaman to 10. So Aquaman 8 is 10. Aquaman to 10. So 8 isn't bad at all, man. You could be close to Aquaman. So yeah. It's true. And if you're worse than Aquaman, you're Amber Heard. That's what we call that.
Oh Jesus.
Hey yo. Well.
All right, man. This
pod's been too calm and collected. We probably letting some crazy shit out real quick.
As always, man. Appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. It's been 2 Ugly Nerds with the 3 of us. Peace. The North remembers.